Okay, let's do a month in review, um, concentrating or focusing on the 2026 Major Taylor International Cycling Challenge. So I'm in Taiwan, and quick backstory: I am American, and I'm from North Carolina. However, I've lived in Asia for about 27 years, and I decided a couple years ago to join the Major Taylor team here in Taiwan and do the event in February. I think this is my third time doing it. I don't. The thing is, I have not met many. I actually haven't met any of the other riders. Um, I came across Lin Wen's write ups on Strava about 4 years ago when she returned from New York, I guess, and started to do these really great English write ups. So I contacted her, and she started talking to me and explained the Major Taylor and challenge that she was organizing. And I got a message. She said, "Do you want to join the team?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll do it." And I'll talk a little bit more about once I understood exactly what it was, that how happy I was. Like, well, this is exactly fits all of the ideas in my head, and why do this, and what's going on with this kind of event. But let's just take a look over the 2026 my numbers, or like talk a little bit about how I went about it. We had a huge team. They're like 74, 73. Here we can see the team totals. We had a big team. It was a big year. We had a lot going on. Every time I opened up my line group, I had tons of messages, and it's a great way for me to just kind of get immersed into the Chinese speaking world, because my Chinese is not that good, but I can actually read way better than I can speak. I lived in Japan and studied Japanese for ages, and now they don't cross over. But I've been in Taiwan for quite a while, and I've studied some Chinese as well. Anyway, I'm not that bad. I can usually make out the written words pretty well. So we had 73 people on our team, and my stats, I signed up and said I would try to ride 1,600 kilometers in the 28 days. I was able to do it. I usually ride about 1,200 kilometers a week, 1,200 kilometers a year. My goodness, 1,200 kilometers a month. So doing the extra 400, not a major undertaking, but you got to add a little bit on every week. Okay, and I don't ride indoors. I don't even have a trainer. Um, the weather in February was pretty good. I'll open up my Strava here. So I put in 73 hours. Like I usually ride about 50 to 60. So it wasn't a big deal. But I did get out almost, no, I did every day, rode every day. And I didn't put in any monster effort. Like there were some people on our team that went wild. Like some guys were doing 300 kilometers on the trainer every day. There was one guy almost, this is amazing. And we had one older gentleman that got out every day and just conquered. He just completely killed it. Um, we had a younger guy that did a wonderful job as well. So I just thought, well, if I ride 57 kilometers a day, 57.1 actually, and we only have 28 days in the month, that's 1,600. You're like, okay, 57 is not a major amount, but it does kind of, you got to get out there and ride for two plus hours or so. And so in the first 2 weeks, I made sure to get out. But the thing is, the first day was rain. And I don't even think I got 30. I think I got out for a 30K ride in the evening at 6 p.m. And yeah, it was a dark ride. And I put in 30 kilometers thinking, oh, God, the first day, not very good. But then once the month started to roll by, it was like every day was not bad. It was a couple cold days, but we had some pretty good weather. And yeah, getting out there, I got an 81K day in and did a nice loop around northern. This is an easy flat loop here. You get to go into Taipei and then go out on the coast a bit. So I was in northern Taiwan for most of this, in Taoyuan, Nankan, and then we went down to the East Coast. And I kind of stuck with doing rides in this area for my go-to ride was this. It's not exciting. It's there's some hills. This is an easy 3% ride. and I would just do this guy here, go up and down Wanshow Road. And this section is quite nice. This section is awful. You don't want to ride here. Getting over here to the river's okay. But right here, where the stoplight is right here, and then doing this is really pleasant. There's some traffic, but there's a side lane on both sides where you can ride, and it's a 3% hill, and it's about 4 kilometers. So doing the loop 4.5, you can get almost a 10K loop in. So you do that 4 or 5 times, and there you go. You got 50 kilometers, and then the ride back to my place. So I that was kind of my staple ride. Not so exciting, but I've lived in the area for almost 20 years, and I've explored plenty. I know what I've got to ride, and I know where there's some steep hills. There's all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. What else did I do? So did some night riding as well, because I had work. I still had work to do, had things to do. Here's one of my pets, my guinea pig. We got 3 of these kids, 3 of these. This is a female, and we've got another female, and we got one male. So some quick photos. Everybody wants to see the photos. This is night, probably around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock there in Nankon. So getting to the story about why Major Taylor clicks with me and why this is kind of important. I grew up in North Carolina. I'll be 50 years old in June. And back in the 80s and 90s, every February we had Black History Month. And I went to a school with like 85, 90% were black kids. So I ran track and field for my high school. I was the only white guy on the team. And I anchored the 4x400, which was quite special. Growing up, though, we had Black History Month. Like, it was in our face, basically, from elementary school onward into high school. And I totally remember learning about Major Taylor probably in junior high school, middle school or whatever, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And, you learn about these people in the, your basic education there on the East Coast. And then for me, I ended up teaching English in Japan for ages. And the kind of figure in my life, all that stuff that I kind of absorbed through Black History Month in North Carolina kind of just disappeared, right? I mean, things you learn in high school, they stay with you, but it was like passive. It was like in the back of the desk of the drawer there. And fast forward to age, I must have been 46 when I first, 46, 47 or so. And I saw this Major Taylor event from Lynn, and I was like, oh, wow, that really looks interesting. I'm all for that. And I said, I'll do it. Absolutely. And for our Taiwan team to jump on this and her amazing energy to create this team where I'm just going to be, I think is the elephant in the room. I don't imagine that they learned about Major Taylor in Taiwan school. I mean, I've worked in Taiwan schools before. They don't teach anything about Major Taylor or Black History Month really, but to see it unfold is the future I want to live in. It's amazing because to, overcome racial issues and overcome like the cultural issues, to have our team come together over the intense organization from Lynn, and then the cross-cultural moment dealing with the U.S. side and the cycling side and the organization on the U.S. side it's amazing. It's a really cool kind of thing. So I was just thrilled. Because I don't have a trainer, I did okay on the outdoor side. I came in 16th, which is cool. That works for me. I was floating around 7th to 10 most of the rides, but then when all things were said and done, this is totally satisfied. Everybody gets their number and everybody puts in the effort. I don't race these days, but I like to eyeball the numbers, eagle eye what's going on. But it's a win for everyone, right? Anybody who finished this is a win for everybody. So this is really cool. Overall, I'll do it again next year. I don't know if I'll do 16. I probably will. Let's look at some of the East Coast, because this was during Chinese New Year. We drove down on Saturday, and then we were at my wife's place. So here's some food. We had we had many Many, okay, this is back in Italian here. We had many amazing dinners. Let's see here. It was Monday. Chan being on the menu tomorrow. Okay, so let's look at some of the East Coast riding, and then I'll wrap this up. Okay, so Highway 11, nice. This must have been, yeah, I drove down. So here's some funny pictures. What is going on here? This is crazy. Here's my wife and my daughter, and we're in the car here, but this is a beautiful road. This is Hua 64, Hualien, Hua 64, and 9, and driving down 9. These are from the car. But I did get out for the afternoon after the 5-hour drive, and this is Chanbing. This is King Kong Avenue, or Diamond something or other Avenue. Is it Jinghua 13, Dong 13? So beautiful area. This is immaculate, majestic, and I was lucky. The weather was pretty good. Had a little bit of drizzle, but overall special. It was really nice. I had a wonderful ride with a Japanese gentleman, Zaki, who works for Shimano. This was really cool. So I did a bunch of 85K back-to-back rides. Here I am. Zaki got this ride with me. He was on a fixed gear bike riding around the island. Let's see if I got a picture of him. And we did the ride. That was nice because I lived in Japan for about 11 years, and my spoken Japanese is quite fluent. There he is. And there I am right there. We rode together for about 2 hours and kind of chatted. It was really pleasant to talk to him and hear about. He was a really positive and optimistic 30-year-old fellow working as a salesman for Shimano in Taichung. And here's his bike. He was on this, I think it was a 4417. And there were a couple hills that this is not going to do it. There's a couple hills in the route that he was doing that were kind of tough in this pursuit frame, but interesting. Definitely a good chat. Good to meet Zaki. Here he is right here. Not wearing a helmet, but that's all good. Oh wait, he might have had one on the back. I can't remember. It's no big deal. So the East Coast riding was really nice. You can't go wrong on the East Coast in Taiwan, and a little bit of drizzle, but I still got out. I think I did 4 80K rides back to back. Really nothing compared to some of the other guys that were getting out and riding 100 miles, 160 kilometers plus every day. More power to those guys. I'm cool with, getting out for 3 hours or so, and 2 or 3 hours. That's enough for me. Granted, I have done the long ones, 250, 300K. I've never done a 300K ride, but it's enough. And so my mentality was like, just get out and ride every day. You'll get to the 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers, as long as you don't miss a day. And if you get, hitting over 57 a day, you start to eat into the end. So you can see I was rolling 60 to 80, and then the last week I kind of either life got busy because I had to return to work, and then I just knew I'm done with it, so maybe I took a break the last day because I'd wrapped it up. 1 or 2 more photo looks. Let's see here. Thursday, I think I went down to Sanshantai on the other direction. Let's see here. Yeah, it's so nice, the East Coast. No, this is not Sanshantai. This is I went up 11 to, there's a little bit of, I didn't really do a ton of hills. Very nice. This area, this Dawan area, really nice place to stop and take a photo. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap this up here. I had a good month. It was really cool. Looking forward to next year. So on with the show. Oh, almost at 3,000 for the year. Nothing epic. I'll aim for over maybe 14,000 maybe. We shall see. We'll see what happens this year. Cool. Let's wrap this up.